Guys, in this video, we're gonna keep working this UV control material function to give more functionalities for us to give more control to our UV. And for this functionality in specific, right now, we can do two things, right? So we can go and increase and decrease the tiling size of our texture. That's very important. It's essential, actually. Also, we can rotate our texture, which is also important, but not as important as increase and decrease the size. Other thing that sometimes is very handy, it's offset your texture. So maybe you want to move your texture to one side or to another, or to up and down. We can manipulate the texture like that as well. And I think that's a very good functionality for your UVs. And we're gonna work on that here in our UV control function. And to do that, I need to present you a few new nodes, but it's something that we need to do because we need to know more nodes to make better materials. And okay, so I want to make offset, so we need to think for a moment. The first thing that we need to think about offset, that we always, not always, but to make things easier for you, you need to always move your texture or in the V direction or in the U direction. So imagine that we have, so we're gonna go here in the texture, just for you to visualize better. So imagine that we have this texture over here. So we want to move on the U direction or in the V direction. Because if you move them at the same time, the V and the U direction, you're gonna move in a awkward position, like in a diagonal position. So I need to isolate the U and the V to move them separately. And how can we do that? Well, so right now, here in the custom rotator, so you are grabbing all the texture information coordinate, and then we are manipulating this texture coordinate, and then we are outputting the result from this custom rotator. And this custom rotator, as we saw in the last video, it's a vector 2 value, right? So this UV over here is a vector 2 value. So right now we are outputting the U and the V at the same time. So we need to somehow separate the U from the V and manipulate them separately. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And to do that, we have a node called component mask. And this component mask do exactly that. It separates the channels. So right now we have just two channels and the mask has four, but that doesn't matter. So in this case, our UV, the U gonna be the R and the V gonna be the G. So if I go here and plug my rotated values in the mask and check just the R, I'm isolating just the U value. And if I go and create a copy and then plug again my rotated values, and instead of check the R, I'm checking the G, I'm gonna isolate just the V values. And the B and the A and the R, it doesn't matter. So I'm just isolating the channel that I want. In doing that, I can separate the U and the V. And if I have them separate, I can manipulate them separate as well, right? So and how can we offset the texture? Well, so here we are using a multiply node to increase and decrease the size of the texture. If you want to move your texture or offset your texture, you need to use the add node, this one over here. And the add node is similar to the multiply. So I'm gonna go and connect my mask to the A value, can be in the B, doesn't matter. And here I need to have a value, as we have here in the multiply, to tell Unreal how much we want to move from one side to another, which is the B. In here, in the G, I need to do exactly the same thing, right? So I'm gonna go and create a add node. And the add node is a very important node. It's used a lot. We even have a shortcut to it. So if I go and drag and press my mouse and A at the same time, we create this add node. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go and break this connection over here. And now I have a small exercise to you. So I want you to create two new function inputs. One function input gonna manipulate the position in the U direction, and the other one gonna manipulate the position of your texture in the V direction. So try to do that by yourself to make sure that you understand what we are doing here, and then I'm gonna do that in my material function as well. Okay, so to do that, I can even go here and create a copy. In this copy, I just need to change the name. So this one gonna be the V offset. And then I'm gonna plug here in the B. And then I'm gonna create another copy. And I'm gonna plug this one. This one gonna be our U offset. And then I'm gonna plug here in the B. And now we are manipulating both of these channels separately, exactly what we want. But now we have a small problem, because the output result, we need to output just one pin, and right now we have two. So we have two vector ones. And in the output UV control, we need to output a vector 2, and you cannot do that. You cannot go here and plug these two. We're gonna need to plug just one. So we need to somehow join these two vectors together again. And to do that, we have another node called append. Sorry, so the append vector. And then I'm gonna go and append A and B. And now I can connect here in the UV control. So now I'm gonna go and hit apply. And when I hit apply, I automatically go back to my master material, because now I have an error, because I need to create more two parameters. So I'm gonna go and create those parameters. So this one gonna be the V offset. And then another one gonna be the U offset. Now the error is gone. So now I'm gonna go and hit apply. Gonna go back to my environment. And I'm going to start playing with our materials. So this mossy ground, now you can see that we have more options. And if I go here and start manipulating the size, we can see that we start offsetting our texture on the U. And then we can do the same thing in the V. And now we have this other functionality. And you can see here that in UV control, we start to having more nodes. It starts to getting more complex. But our material is looking very clean right now, because we are having all this code inside of this node. And guys, that's it for this video. I just would like to show you that for you to try to understand better material functions, and also how the UVs works and how can we manipulate them. And in the next video, we're going to start talking about normals, which is a very important map that we're going to use a lot. So right now, we are using the normal. Here we have the normal, but we are using just the default normal. And in the next video, we're gonna see how can we increase or decrease how strong the normal is. So that's often happens. Sometimes you are using some texture and you want to make your normal look strong. You want to have more creases, more grooves, more this 3D effect. So in the next video, we're going to talk a little bit more about how the normals work and how can we create this normal control for your master material. So see you there, guys.